What's going on, Laker fans? All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. A little post-game show action here. Sorry, a couple minutes late there. Had to kind of set up here. I wasn't fully ready. But I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers losing to Thunder, 133 to 110. Want to spend some time, obviously, breaking it down. Still no signature win for the Lakers. At least it doesn't seem like the LakeShow have a signature win, in my opinion. If you guys disagree, you can feel free to let me know. But a game that started out with some promise ends up pretty much, I think, how most of us thought it was going to end up. I talked a little bit about it yesterday that I'd be surprised if the Lakers won this game. And I have my reasons for it. That's not something I just, was saying just right out the gate. I mean, the Lakers have not beat good teams. They're playing a young team. It's a second of a back-to-back. So I think I definitely had some reasons for why I felt that way. And I think, part of the other reason, and I think this is going to be something that we're still trying to figure out with the Lakers is, are they a pretty good team, but the issue is just more the fact that they're not whole. They're not 100% healthy, which is why they have at least struggled so far this year. When I say struggled, what I'm talking about there is just simply looking at what their record is against teams above 500. They're 5-9 total with teams above 500. Or is there, bigger issues? 2-2, they go on the road trip, which I don't think is actually a complete shock in my mind. I think 2-2 is, I would take 2-2. But it's the 2 ones that you got versus the 2 wins that you lost against the 2 teams that you figure are playoff teams or at least really good opponents. And you get blown out in both of those games. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the post-game show here. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you don't mind doing it, and we'll get right into it. Your comments, if you got comments, thoughts on the game, let me know. Leave your comments, and I'll get into it. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I don't think anything really happened to me that was shocking tonight. I think the thing that was shocking, the most shocking thing that happened to me tonight is that the Lakers jumped out to a 14-point lead. I think that's what surprised me. That in the first quarter, by the time the first quarter was done, that they were up 37-30 and had a bigger lead than that in the first quarter. That's probably the only thing that surprised me, is that they got off to a fast start. Look like, look up 14 in a game. I know it's in the NBA, leads can easily just go by the wayside. I know that happens. But I wasn't expecting them to get off to that fast of a start. We know how much they've struggled in the beginning of games. And the fact that they built themselves a 14-point lead, that's probably the only thing that surprised me in this game. After that, the Oklahoma City Thunder started taking control of the game. How about this? They outscored the Lakers 42-23 in the second quarter. They outscored them 36-28 in the third quarter. And then obviously after that, it was a wrap. They even outscored the Lakers in the fourth, 25-22. But I'm going to go through some of the individual box scores here. Shai Gilgeous dropping 33 and 7 assists. Not a big surprise, not going to lie. Chad Holmgren with 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Not exactly a big surprise. They had all 5 of their guys in the starting lineup scoring double figures. Dort gave them 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Josh Giddey gave them 14 points, 8 rebounds. Jalen Williams, nice player too, 21.7 assists. Thunder are really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. And I just never kind of looked at this game and said to myself, I was never confident that the Lakers were going to win this game. And that's my biggest concern right now with the Lakers. When they play good teams, they don't have a good record at all against those good teams. On the Lakers side of things, to be honest, I think it's kind of simply put. You got to play some kind of defense. They had given up, I think it was 100 and 10 points, whatever they had. I think it was 108 that the Thunder had going into the fourth quarter. They didn't play a lick of defense. You had a quarter, 3 straight quarters. You gave up 30, 42, and 36. So you're obviously not going to win a game like that. That's just not going to happen. And then looking at the Lakers and their players, AD, great, 31 and 14. Bron, 21, 12, and 6. D'Angelo Russell actually followed up his nice game yesterday with another good game, 16 points and 10 assists. And Austin Reeves gave you 14 points, but there was really no role players. I thought after Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell that had a significant impact in this game. I thought you needed 6, 7 guys to score in double figures if you're going to beat the Thunder, and clearly the Lakers didn't do that. But they didn't lose the game on offense. They lost the game because they didn't get any stops. They didn't play any defense. I mean, a lot of Olay defense. Thunder kind of doing whatever they want to do. They got so many young players that are talented that run up and down the floor. How many threes did they hit? They hit 14 of 42. So Lakers hit 11 of 33. But they took 13 more shots than the Lakers did. And I think, ultimately it was kind of a barrage when it started falling. It just kept falling. Outscored the Lakers 54 to 38 in the paint. So it was a number of different things that was clearly against the LakeShow tonight. But I'm not going to make them any excuses because honestly, I don't think they deserve any excuses. I think, yes, they got a lot of players out. Yes, it's a second of a back-to-back. But they also haven't played well against good teams. That this wasn't, this came out of nowhere. No, the Lakers have struggled against good teams anyways. Let me read some of these comments here, and that's going to get me into some of my stuff here. It's official. They can't win back-to-back games. Bargain shopper, you are 100% right. Francis, thank you for the super there. The fakest first quarter 14-point lead ever. Yeah, I get that. I still think when you could build a lead in the first quarter, that's still impressive to me because the Lakers have been so bad in first quarters. So you might thought it was fake. I understand that. But I'm sure the team thought for a quick second, hey, maybe we could come out, take control of this game early on, get off to a fast start. If we get off to a fast start, maybe the Thunder are just young enough and just inexperienced enough where we'll rattle them a little bit. The reality was that was the case at all. Thunder looked very comfortable, had no problem at all, obviously handling business the way they did. Okay, let me see what else got here. Spicy mayonnaise. Somehow, some way, this loss is going to be blamed on AD. Incorrect. That is not the case at all, and it's not his fault. That's a team L today. When you play against a good team, one player cannot win you the game. They just can't. You got to have a number of guys that are contributing, and that was not the case for the Lakers. And they didn't play any defense. I'll keep going back to this. AD could have dropped 50 tonight. You're still losing the game by 25, or not by 25, by 5 or 7 or whatever. Doesn't matter. You're not playing any defense. You're not getting any stops. A lot of Olay defense. A lot of guys getting to the basket. A lot of guys challenging the Lakers. I'm sure that part of the Thunder game plan was, look, they're going to be tired from that loss yesterday. Take it to them and make them have to do something. I got the game on in the background here, and every highlight I see, a lot of highlights of these Thunder players just getting to the basket. They hit tough shots too. They step into threes. They got a tremendous amount of confidence. The ball is moving. They're well coached. They got athletes. They got shooters. They got a star in Shai Gilgeous. It's an impressive roster. That's all I can say. It's an impressive roster. Pale Fox, too many things Allen is doing the upsets. Chemistry on the team to be traded out if you don't start playing better. Okay. All right. A little all over the place on that one. Our players have more experience than OKC. OKC played like a more experienced team. I will say this. They're calm, cool, and collected. Calm, cool, and collected. Very, very relaxed the way they play. And that's impressive for a team like the Thunder. Look, the Thunder are the class of the Western Conference. They're coming. I mean, that's truly the class of the Western Conference. And it definitely reminds me of what Sam Presti was able to put together back in the day when they, drafted Kevin Durant and James Harden and Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka and Steven Adams, and go down the list of all these players that they were able to find. And they pivoted when they needed to. When Durant left, kind of tried to keep it going for a couple of years. And then the Paul George trade that got them 5-6 first rounders and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a top 5, top 6, top 7 player in the NBA, wherever you want to put him. They are 1,000% headed in the right direction. And they will be the class of the Western Conference. So Pete's got a good one here. 5-9 against teams over 500. I'll throw this out to Laker fans. This was one of my topics. So Pete stole this from me. Pete found a way to get into my laptop on my StreamYard, go into my banners, and saw that I had put 5-9 versus teams above 500. No, we're on the same page on this one. I could look at it two ways. Lakers are 11-9 on the season. I'm not mad at the record through 20 games. So they're 25% through the season. I'm actually not upset at the record. And I think 11-9 without key role players. Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Rui's been in and out of the lineup. Cam missed some games. Taurean Prince missed some games. They've had guys that have missed games. But for the most part, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell have all been there. I don't think 11-9 is awful. I don't. But I don't know if the 11-9 represents what the Lakers are. Because when you're 5-9 versus teams above 500, that's more of a barometer. I know you guys keep hearing me talk about this when I say that there are barometers out there that gauge who you are. There are barometers out there that tell you what kind of a team that you are. And at least so far on the season, let me list out to you all the teams that the Lakers have lost to that I think were good barometer games. Denver, Sacramento, Miami, Sacramento, Dallas, Philly, OKC. I know they got a win against Houston. Give them credit for it, even though I didn't know Houston was going to be that good of a team. They got 2 wins against Phoenix, but that's a tough one for me because Devin Booker didn't play in one of the games. Devin Booker and Bradley Beal didn't play in the other game. They have split against the Orlando Magic. Orlando, who the hell would have known that actually a pretty decent team. They have beat the Clippers. Now, the Clippers are a little all over the place. I still think when the dust settles, I have to imagine they're still going to be a good team. But 5-9 versus teams over 500 is obviously not a good trade at all. That's not a good trade. So I appreciate almost. Oh. It's been a while. I mean, I don't want to hear anybody right now saying, Al, are you really sneezing during a live stream? Yes, I am. The only comments that I should be reading on here is, Al, God bless you, brother. I hope you're okay. Stay strong and please recover fast. That's the only comments that I want to see. Okay? God bless you. Stay strong and I hope you recover fast. That's all I want to see in the comments here as I sneeze live. Okay, let me get some of these comments here. I still got a lot of comments that I haven't gotten into that I would like to read. All right, let me find the other than the first quarter. What the hell was that, Sliwa? Honestly, not a surprise. By the way, Pete, thank you for the observation of the 5-9. Not a surprise. Now, did this game really surprise you? Like I was saying on the radio show this morning, I said, I would be surprised if they won this game. And Travis was saying, surprise, isn't that a strong word? I'm like, okay, maybe surprise is maybe that's too dramatic of a word, but I'm not expecting them to win the game. I just wasn't. And part of the reason is they have not played good against good teams on the road. So all I could do is just go with the information that we have. I forget all the injuries. That still shouldn't be an excuse of lazy effort. Gave 133 points. 133 is not good. That's obviously awful. Yes. Anybody else feel like our 3-point defense was trash this entire road trip? Can I ask you guys a quick question? Why does it seem like every team the Lakers play, their 3-point shooting goes up like 10 to 15% on the Lakers spend? Philly hit 22 threes on the Lakers. Thunder were pulling up and taking tough threes and hitting them. I don't understand how that is something. I feel like that happens all the time with the Lakers. Let's see what we got here. Painful to watch from James. James, it wasn't painful. Tell you why it wasn't painful. It wasn't painful because I expected it. It's painful when you expect a different result. I expected this result. Sleep right on 2-2 on this road trip. Correct. However, I don't know. It's still kind of a like I would have, and I think I said this before the road trip. I would take 2-2 because you were playing 3 teams that I thought were playoff teams in the Cavs, in the Thunder, and the Sixers. And I still would take 2-2, but it does leave a bad taste in your mouth of how bad you got beat against Philly and how bad you got beat against the Thunder. I think sometimes it's also how you look in wins and losses and how they looked in this game. Obviously, they looked just outmatched. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Outmatched. All right, let's see what else we got here. First quarter was great. Thought it was a wrap. Yeah, I'm with you, Fod. Let's stop watching after the first quarter. By the way, the fact that they had a lead at the end of the first quarter and we're up 14 was definitely a surprise. All right, let's see what else we got here. A couple other things I want to get into too. Would trading for LaVine really be another Westbrook situation? Can I give you guys my honest opinion? I do not think the Los Angeles Lakers are going to end up with Zach LaVine. I don't. I think there's probably a good chance Bulls trade him before. Well, I mean, I guess no, you don't have to rush in trading him, but you can't do it December 15th for the Lakers unless you use certain players. January 15th will open up more players that you can use. But does it sound like Zach LaVine is the answer? And if some people think he is, I think you could sell me on that. I want players that I feel like are a good fit, and I'm not crazy that Zach LaVine is the missing piece. My opinion there. Oh, Reeves has been awful from 3. Awful from 3. I mean, horrific from 3. What did he do tonight? I know he's just been really bad. I mean, I remember him hitting a couple threes. Okay, only one. 1 of 4. He hit that one in the corner. Was it in the corner? I think it was in the corner. But nonetheless, he's been awful from 3. Yeah, he's been really bad from 3. Let's see what else we got here. You'll see a different team once they're healthy. Okay, Jay Green, I like that. And I got to be honest with you. It's not – I haven't heard that too much from Laker fans. By the way, Cam Reddish, again, wasn't able to go tonight. So that's, obviously unfortunate. It sounds like – I was listening to Trudell during the TV broadcast, and at least it sounds like that we might be getting a good amount of these players back very soon. Sounds like Vandal's on his way back soon. Sounds like Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince. Rui Hachimura. I'm going to find a tweet here. Jovan Buha had put out a tweet, I think right before the game. And I want to read it because it says a little bit about when one of the players are coming back. Okay, Darvin Ham says Rui Hachimura has maybe gotten fitted for a face mask recently, and Ham is hopeful for his return soon. So Cam Reddish probably didn't play tonight because he played yesterday and he was coming off that groin injury, and they're probably just being extra cautious about it. Probably that's why he didn't play. Rui Hachimura, they're saying that getting a face mask, about to get fitted for one, Hopeful for his return soon. Vanderbilt, we're hearing probably going to happen sooner than later. Jackson Hayes, I'm not 100% sure. This one could have been, it could have been more taking precautions, I guess you can say. So whatever the case is, it sounds like there's players coming back for the Lakers sooner than later, and that's really kind of all that you can ask for. So if they are healthy and all of a sudden they start playing against good teams, I do like the players that they get back play defense and have length. So that's, I think, the portion for me that's most important. And also when guys aren't playing well, let me use Taurean Prince as an example. That guy's not been playing well. He's been really bad. They don't have a choice right now but to play Taurean 32 minutes. When you get Cam Reddish back, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, it's very easy to say, Taurean, you're not having a good game. We're sitting here. And I think right now they just don't have the luxury of doing that. So they don't have the luxury of doing that. So that's something to keep in mind right there. Can't wait to stop playing Taurean Prince in the fourth quarter. That will happen if he's not playing well. That's exactly what will happen if he's not playing well. OKC got swagger. It's funny, Lake fans. I've got a lot of interest in the NBA just in general, like how teams are put together. You could tell organizations that know what they're doing versus organizations that don't. You cannot tell me that you're not impressed by the Oklahoma City Thunder in that market having so many talented players on their team, and a lot of them have been drafted, traded at the right time. I'm a fan of what they're building over there. So, and especially they don't have the resources. They can't really go out there and do the thing. They can't really go out there and do go pick up free agents. So they got to be so creative, and obviously they're doing that right now. Okay, let's see what else we got here. A lot of this going on. Who can Lakers trade D'Lo and Rui for since they are open to trading them? There we go. God bless you, Salute. Bless you. God bless you, Salute. Bless you. Bless you. Lucky sneeze. Banana bandana. Are you okay, Salute? I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I'm okay. I'm right. Initially, my back tweaked a little bit. And my left shoulder, because I came up fast like this, right? Like I came up real quick like this, so my left shoulder popped. I don't know if you guys heard it live on the stream. It completely popped, potentially dislocated it. But when I'm in the middle of a live stream, I keep going. You know what I mean, guys? I got to grind this thing out. I cannot feel the left side of my arm right now, but I'm still going. Can't lift it. I guess that's what happens when you get your ass kicked in this game. There's not really other stuff going on. Okay, any updates regarding the injuries? I hope I gave some. It looks like fractured ribs to me. I think David's talking about my ribs. That, by the way, that could easily have happened. But when you're in the zone and the adrenaline is pumping, it's like they say when a guy turns his ankle, you can't take your shoe off. Because if you take your shoe off, now it's going to swell up, and then, and you got to keep running on it and everything else. That's kind of what I'm doing. It's very much the equivalent. Okay. Let's keep going here. You guys are awesome. What are the jokes we got on here? Huh? The sense of humor that we have on here. If you got to log off, we understand. Get well soon, Sliwa. Hopefully be able to make this studio tomorrow. No guarantees. That radio show. If I'm not there tomorrow, you guys know why. There's clear evidence. 2-2 on the road. Not bad. These comments are freaking hilarious. 2-2 on the road. Not bad. Not great. Absolutely. That's actually perfect. It's fine. It's okay. It's nothing. I would take 2-2. Like I said from the beginning, I would take 2-2, but it leaves a little bad taste in your mouth because of how bad they play against good teams. Not a bad comp here, where the Cowboys of the NBA can't beat good teams. That's not a bad comp. Funny, Michael brings this up a lot in the pregame show, that every time the Lakers play, it's their freaking Super Bowl. And that doesn't, I'm not trying to make it sound like it's arrogant and it's this. No, it's just when you play the Yankees, it's different. When you play the Lakers, it's different. When you play the Cowboys, it's different. Like there's certain franchises you play, Manchester United, Barcelona. It's just different. Yeah. That's not happening. Caruso and DeRozan. I agree with trying to go make a trade. I'd rather have those two players than Zach LaVine, if that's the question. I don't know how old is DeMar DeRozan now? Okay, Ski scored 70 points on us before the second half. How many more times must we allow teams to score 67 on us? Absurd. Well, Lakers are not going anywhere. They don't play defense. They're not going literally anywhere. They gave up 30 and 42. First quarter, second quarter, 30 and 42, 72. But I'm going to say this, and at least up to this point, I feel this way. I feel like they're in a different class that we're not in. And it doesn't mean that the Lakers can't get there. And it doesn't mean that the injuries haven't hurt the Lakers. They have. And it doesn't mean they can't work their way towards something like that. But the Thunder, believe it or not, they're in a different class than the Lakers. They're 12-6. They've got a young, promising future. They're kind of fascinating. Chad Holmgren had a couple plays, and it was against Anthony Davis, where I'm like, bro, you're a rookie. It's funny. I have my hesitations with Chet, just his frame and how thin he is and everything else. But the dude's a basketball player. He can dribble. He can pull up and shoot. He can hit mid-range. There were a couple times he hit Anthony Davis with a beautiful move and then went to the other side of the basket. He hit Anthony Davis with kind of a post-up turnaround and one. I'm like, this dude's a rookie. Chet Holmgren's a rookie. This is his first year in the league. He was injured all last year. Shai Gilgeous plays like there's nobody even guarding him. I mean, everything is so effortless for him. Jalen Williams is a baller. They got a squad. So they got a team. Let's see what else we got here. No mention of AR-15 blanks or misfires. Dude can't hit a three if his life depended on it. And we did talk about that a little bit earlier. So, yes. How many back-to-back games left? I'll tell you right now. I think the Lakers had 15 games total of back-to-back. Next one the Lakers have, back-to-backs. They got it at Dallas, at San Antonio in December, mid-December. They got it at Chicago, at Minnesota. They got 3 back-to-backs in December. At Dallas, at San Antonio, at Chicago, at Minnesota, at New Orleans. That's awful. It's a really, really tough schedule. And then they don't have any back-to-backs until the last week of January, Houston and Atlanta. Then they'll have some more in February, some more in March, some more in April. So there's back-to-backs coming, but 3 coming in the month of December. So it's clearly not a good thing. OKC is definitely on my radar now. All right. Let's see what else we got here. David almost called 911 for me. All right, phone's ringing. I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything. It's over there. I'm blocked in over here. So if you hear the phone in the background, ignore it. Ain't no quits, Lewa. Stay turned up. If you die, can I have your hat? Yes. Thank you for that. Okay, a couple more things I want to get into. The Rosen is 36. So that's the one thing that I say. Like, DeMar is also up there in age too. But I wouldn't mind. You're basically trying to get somebody for just a year or two. I don't need 4 more years on a contract. I'm not. I don't think Zach LaVine and Anthony Davis are going to go be competing for championships when LeBron is gone or something along those lines. Oh, he's 34 years old. Okay, is he 34 or 36? Come on, people. Help a brother out here. Okay. So I got a couple more things that I want to get into here real quick. And if you guys got any topics, you can let me know. All right. Hoops code, or the Underdog Fantasy code, is Hoops LA. Did I point in the right direction? I did. Why is that so impossible for me? I cannot point up there. Underdog Fantasy is a partner here on Hoops Talk. So let me simplify things really quick here for you. If you guys play in any of these DFS sites, Daily Fantasy Sports, Underdog Fantasy offers $100 deposit match, or up to $100 deposit match. If you don't know what that means, it means if you sign up on Underdog Fantasy and you want to play games, it's really simple to play. You're basically picking higher or lower. You can do NFL games, NBA games, pick any games that you want that are going on, higher or lower. And if you want to sign up for it, put in your email, obviously sign up for the account. If you use my code HoopsLA, the channel gets credit for it. They're obviously a partner here. It's very, very important. I just want you guys to know it's very, very important from a business perspective for me to have partners on the channel, hoping to grow that portion of the channel as well. But Underdog Fantasy is a partner. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. You put $50 in, they'll give you $50 on the house. So you'll have $100 in your account. You put $100 in, they'll give you $100 on top of that 100. So you can use, almost basically saying, house money on your account. That's basically the most important thing to know in regards to Underdog Fantasy. Use my code HoopsLA. Every time you use my code HoopsLA, at least for that first initial time, you get up to a $100 deposit match. Let me make my picture real quick. I do this on the show every time. Do a little pick 'em action. Give me a pregame, so I'm going to take something for tomorrow. Give me a little NBA action here. I'm going to collapse here and pick a game. Philly, Boston. Let's go with the big boys. Joel Embiid. Higher or lower than 31.5 points against Boston. Joel's going to take it personally. You know what? Screw it. I'm going lower. I'm going lower on both of these. Tatum, not enough size. I go higher on Tatum. Put $20 in. By the way, if I get it right, pays out $60. So you can triple basically what you're putting in. But you got to get both of them right. I'm saying Embiid under 31.5, Tatum over. I just like Boston's defense. I think they're going to throw everything at him. I don't think they have enough wings to go up against Tatum. We'll see if I'm right or not. It's that easy. Submit my entries. Done. Hoops LA. Put in that code, please. Thank you. Okay. Lakers got a game coming up tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, Saturday. Saturday versus Rockets. Just see if there's any other comments I want to get into before I get started. Thank you, Oceania. I don't understand the Lakers. I can help you understand them. And then I'm going to get into that last one. I would say this is the Los Angeles Lakers. They're still trying to figure out their identity, so maybe I don't understand them either. They're still trying to figure out their identity. They have two top players that can go off for 30 on any given night. They have inconsistent role players across the board, I would say inconsistent. And they've been injured. They have a lot of trouble against teams over 500. And right now, they're definitely not a team that you're looking at and saying, watch out for the Lakers to go win an NBA championship. Can that change? Of course it can change. I think there's a lot still to figure out about the Lakers when it comes to that. So we'll see what they end up doing, but I think a lot of people still have a lot to learn about this Lakers team. All right, let's see what it's got here. Okay. Next game coming up Saturday versus the Rockets. So kind of funny. I've not been keeping up with the Rockets. We've already played them twice this year. Remember, they went on a 6-game winning streak. But here are the Rockets as of late. They lost to the Warriors. Am I looking at this right? No, I'm not looking at this right. So they won 6 games in a row, and then they lost 3 in a row. Lakers was one of those games by 1 point. Okay. Then they beat Memphis. They beat Denver. Denver, I don't think, was playing anybody. They lost to Dallas at Dallas. They lost at Denver. Those are tough games. And Denver brought everybody back. So everybody, at least Jamal Murray, and I know Jokic was back. And then the Lakers, they got the Lakers coming up on Saturday. So overall, the Rockets are 8-8, but they've lost 2 in a row. And frankly, to be completely honest with you, I'm still impressed with what the Rockets have done so far this year. We've already seen him twice, right? Sengun's a really, really nice player. We've seen him. Jalen Green is a nice player. Fred VanVleet, we know plenty about. He's been in the league a long time. Dylan Brooks is going to try to get under everybody's skin. Jabari Smith Jr. is a nice player. Curious to see how the Lakers bounce back, because overall right now, I could just simply tell you this. The Lakers being 11-9 through 20 games, I'm not mad at. I don't think that that's an awful record for the Lakers. I really don't. I don't think the world's going to end being where they're sitting at 11-9. But they're very inconsistent. I'm not sure what I'm going to get every single night. They dig themselves big holes. And the Houston Rockets can 1,000% walk into Crypto.com Arena on Saturday and beat the Lakers. That's not a crazy thing to think. That's not a crazy thing to throw out there. So I think they're going to have their hands full again on Saturday. Now, the one thing that could happen and becomes a complete game changer if it does happen for the Lakers is if all of a sudden you have Vanderbilt back, Cam Reddish back, Rui Hachimura back. Guys, that's going to make a big difference. I mean, their defense is going to get so much better. They're going to have length. They're going to be able to play guys less minutes that shouldn't be playing the amount of minutes. Should Taurean Prince really be playing 32 minutes? Christian Wood played 21. Jalen Hood-Schifino got 19 just because it was a blowout. I mean, like, there's certain guys that clearly should not be playing that many minutes. Even Max Christie, I think there's going to be plenty of times where you just want to use him selectively, not use him because you have to use him. So that's the next game coming up for the Lakers. I think I definitely think that this team will get better, but they also are what they are right now. Teams are getting better and no longer afraid of the Lakers. That's been happening. I feel like that's been happening for a little bit, right? I feel like we've had that going on for a little bit where really there aren't that many people that are I don't think there are that many people that are afraid of the Lakers anymore. Just look, naturally, it just happens over time. Braun is older. Anthony Davis going to have up and down games. So I agree that definitely they're not fearing the Lakers anymore. Okay, let me get to a couple more of these comments here. Really, I'm just trying to buy time because I'm that close to 40 minutes. We'll get to 40. Get to 40 minutes. I play all 40. Right? There's no breaks in this 40-minute game. And have I called a timeout yet? Technically, I probably called a timeout when I sneezed. I need 2 IPAs for Saturday's game. My brother, take care of that. By the way, how good is these next couple of days in sports? What the hell's going on? You got Oregon and Washington tomorrow for the Pac-12 championship. Okay. You got all the conference games coming up. Alabama and Georgia on Saturday. And then all the other ones that are technically important. Michigan, Iowa, Florida State. Was it Louisville? I think that's who they're playing. You got all these other games going on. You got another Lakers game coming up on Saturday. You got a full slate of freaking NFL games on Sunday. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And on top of that, you know, I went to high school down in El Cajon at Granite Hills High School. That's the high school that I went to. Granite Hills High School, the football team, which if you listen to my radio show, I've talked about this. They went 12-0 this year, won the Open Division CIF championship for San Diego. Now are coming up tomorrow to play Mission Viejo, who's another really good program up in, you know, Orange County. And Granite Hills, Mission Viejo, 7 o'clock. I'll be there. Okay? You think the work stops with the Lakers? Got to get in there. Okay. That's all I got, Lakers fans. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I think we're all done here. Bama and Georgia. Oof. That one hurt. Alan, you and the rest of LA deserve better than the soft-ass team. Oof. Why'd you have to say that, bro? Oh, man. Thought we were friends, Chris. Thought we were friends. Okay. Time to get the hell out of here. Maybe I'm going to go have a drink, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'll go have a beer or a bourbon or something like that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Lakers lose to the Thunder. No surprise. Just being honest with you. I'm definitely not too shocked. Lakers lose. They got another game coming up on Saturday. I'll be back on Saturday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Get the hell out of here. Get off the channel. I'm not getting off. You guys get off. It says 120 up here in the corner. I need all you guys off my channel. Hell off the channel. I'm not ending the stream. I need you guys to leave. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Bye, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. See you guys.